Hello everyone, welcome back to another phonics lesson. I hope you're ready to have some fun. My name is Kate and this is Lucy. How did you go with the words that we had on our last lesson? Let's read them. Bug, mud, dump, gust. Did you make some of these words with your letter tiles and practice reading or maybe even practice writing them? For today's lesson, you will need something to write on and something to write with. And of course, you'll need your listening ears. Have you got them turned on? Let's get started. Today's lesson, we are going to use all of the phonemes and letters that we have learnt so far to read and write words. But first, we're going to practice using some compound words again. Remember, a compound word are two words together that make a brand new word. And we've been changing part of our compound word to make different compound words. Today we're going to change the end part again. Are you ready? Our first word is airport. What word? Airport. I want you to change port to plane. What word does it make? That's right, airplane. Our word is now airplane. What word? Airplane. Change plane to line. What word have we got? Airline. And our last word, remember our word now is airline. I want you to change line to craft. What word have we got? Aircraft. Good work. Today we're going to practice the alphabet using our alphabet cards. Remember, these have the capital letter and the lowercase letter on the same card. When you see the card, I want you to tell me what the letter name is. Are you ready? V, L, H, X. Now let's have a look at all the graphemes that we have been learning. The first one is one that we've learnt this week. L, ladder, L. And the other one that we have been learning is U, umbrella, A. Everybody stand up and get ready to skywrite. We're going to skywrite all of the graphemes that we've learnt so far. Are you ready? Have you got your skywriting pencil ready? Let's go. L, ladder, L. U, umbrella, A. O, orange, O. H, hat, H. B, bed, B. C, cat, K. F, fish, F. T, tap, T. A, apple, A. E, egg, E. D, dog, D. I, insect, I. P, pig, P. M, mouse, M. S, sun, S. G, gate, G. R, rabbit, R. N, nose, N. Excellent work. That is a lot of graphemes that we now know. On our chart here, we've got lots of words that we have already learnt how to read, and they have lots of the graphemes in that we have learnt as well. Let's read the word starting with the first row. This is the first row here. Are you ready? B, A, N, D, band. Sk, R, A, B, scrub. B, E, N, T, bent. K, L, A, B, club. Let's read the first row as whole words. Are you ready? Band, scrub, bent, club. Time for the second row. P, O, N, D, pond. L, A, M, P, lamp. G, A, st, gust. And the last word, D, A, M, P, dump. Let's read the second row as whole words. Are you ready? Pond, lamp, gust, dump. This time we're going to read all the words from the very beginning to the very end. Are you ready? Band, scrub, bent, club, pond, lamp, gust, dump. For this next part, I'm going to need Lucy to help me. because I'm going to ask some questions and I want you and Lucy to point to the words that I mean. I'm going to give you a clue because I'm going to tell you if it's in the first row or the second row, okay? In the first row, can you point to the word that rhymes with went? Point to the word that rhymes with went. Band, scrub, bent, club. Are you pointing to the same word as Lucy? That's right. Bent and went rhyme. They are rhyming words. In the second row, I want you to point to the word that is g-a-st. So you need to blend those phonemes together. Which one is g-a-st? Lucy's having a look and she's pointing to this word. Is that the same word you were pointing to? G-a-st makes the word gust. Let's see. In the second row, I want you to point to the word that might be something that a frog lives in. Let's have a look, Lucy. Pond, lamp, gust, dump. A frog might live in a dump, but I think a frog might prefer to live in a pond. Are you pointing to the word pond? Yep, Lucy agrees. Pond. Last question. In the first row, and you might need 2 fingers for this one. Lucy's got her 2 arms ready. I want you to point to the words that start with B. Point to the words that start with B. Lucy's found one. Oh, she's going to have to stretch to point to the other one. Are you pointing to these 2 words? Band and bent both start with B. Good work, Lucy. We're going to use some letter tiles now to make some words, but Lucy and I will need to clear the board first. Okay, I have my letter tiles ready. Have you got your letter tiles ready? We don't need all of them today. These are the ones that we are going to need. Are you ready? L, F, M, G, R, N, and we need the vowel U. Have you got those ones ready? Okay, the first word that we're going to make today is the word fun. What word? Fun. Let's count the phonemes in fun. F-a-n, fun. That's right. We actually need 3 phonemes in fun. What's the first phoneme in fun? That's right, it's a F. This is the letter that we need to make F. What's the next phoneme in fun? That's right, it's A. Which letter do we need to make A? That's right, we need the letter U. And the last phoneme in fun is N. Which letter do we need to spell N? That's right, we need N. Here's our word, fun. F-a-n, fun. Now I want you to change the word fun into the word run. If we're going to change fun into run, which one do I need to swap? I only need to change one. That's right, I need to swap f, and I need to add r. That's right. Now our word says run. This time I want you to change the word run into the word rug. What word? Rug. Which grapheme do I need to change? Run into rug. That's right, it's this one. I can get rid of the N. And which letter do I need to spell G? That's right, it's the letter G. And now we have the word rug, rug. We're going to change the word rug now into the word mug. What word? Mug. M-a-g. Which one do I need to change? That's right, it's the first one. So we take the R off. Which grapheme am I going to put there instead? M-a-g. Mug. Which grapheme do I need for m? That's right, it's the M. And our very last word, I want you to change the word mug into the word lug. What word? Lug. Lug. Which one do I need to change? It's the first one again. That's right. We don't need the M. I need L. Which letter do I need to represent L? That's right. It's an L. And let's read our last word. L-U-G. Lug. Excellent reading. Today we're going to learn a brand new tricky word. Today's tricky word is the word my. What word? My. Let's count the phonemes in my. I. There are only 2 phonemes in my, so let's draw 2 lines here. I. 2 phonemes. 1, 2. I. What's the first phoneme in my? My. That's right, it's We know how to write the in my. We use the letter M. That one we know. That one's easy. But the tricky part in my is this second phoneme. Listen. I. In the word my, we represent that I phoneme with this letter. This is the letter Y. I, my. This is the tricky part in this word. So if we draw a heart over here, it reminds us that this is the part of the word that we need to learn by heart. When I'm sounding out this word, I can say I, my. But if I'm using my spelling voice, I'm going to use the letter name. So it will sound like this. M, Y, my. Let's write the word on your paper, and I want you to use your spelling voice as you're writing it. Are you ready? M, Y, my. Let's do it again. M, Y, my. M, Y, my. So the tricky part of this word to remember is that the Y in this word is saying I. This letter Y often says I at the end of really short words. I, my, and our spelling voice, M-Y, my. That's our new tricky word for this week. Let's look at a sentence now that has the word my in it. Here's our sentence. Let's read it together. It. Here's our tricky word is. We know this one. We've learnt this one before. And remember, here is our new tricky word. Our new tricky word is my. It is my, let's blend this word, plump. It is my plump, plum. Let's read it together. It is my plump plum. One more time. It is my plump plum. Excellent reading. It's time now to review all of the graphemes that we have learnt so far. This time we're just going to say the sound as we see the card. Are you ready? A, L, S, T, I, A, P, M, D, N, G, O, K, R, F, E, H, B. Let's have one more look at the sentences that we have learnt so far. It is my plump plum. A sentence that we looked at earlier was, a slim lad helps the lost dog. And our other sentence was, I wonder if you can remember it. Here it is. A big bug runs in the mud. I like that sentence. Let's read those sentences one more time. It is my plump plum. A slim lad helps the lost dog. A big bug runs in the mud. I wonder if you can practice reading these sentences at home. You might like to draw a picture that matches these sentences. Perhaps you can use your letter tiles to make some of those words. You have done such a fabulous job today reading and writing all of those words and sentences. Have a look at the sentences that you can now read. Absolutely amazing. Lucy and I are very impressed with your reading and writing. And until our very next phonics lesson, we will say bye.